record your naked body. The feds, TSA, are now talking about putting these things in shopping malls and at bus terminals and subways and making you go through them. This is an act of domination, an act of making you submit to hardcore tyranny, and it will not stand. So we're going to be talking to Kurt Haskell about that. And clearly, watching the State of the Union last night, I couldn't make myself watch the whole thing. After it was over, I went to YouTube and watched maybe 30 minutes of it, and it was just everything Obama said was a lie. Everything was a distortion. Everything was a fraud. Everything. Just like when Bush talks. It's just all one giant wall of lies and distortions and spin and twisting. But we will cover that in most of the third hour. Darwin Bedecker will just be with us for about 15 minutes. So we're going to have open phones. Kurt Haskell is just joining us for about 30 minutes as well. So we'll talk about it during another 30-minute section of the radio broadcast today as well. And Bankstergate. It's over for Tim Geithner. He's going to end up being replaced. They may wait 6 months until right before the election to do it, but I would be very surprised if he isn't gone, and there's calls for his resignation in the House and Senate, and the White House is now distancing themselves. That isn't good enough. You don't throw one of your bag men under the bus and then satisfy the American people, the people of the world who've been swindled. We need to get Bernanke to not be reconfirmed to a second term as the Federal Reserve titular figurehead, the real head of the Federal Reserve, the New York Fed. That was Geithner at the time. But still, he needs to be defeated in his confirmation hearings. But that isn't enough. His reconfirmation hearings, to be precise. That isn't enough. We need to have criminal investigations of these individuals. And the good news is that's openly being discussed in just publications everywhere. I'm not even looking for articles about that, and I see them all over the place. And the people are learning who their real enemies are. These offshore private banks that have come in, taken over our government, and suck almost all the tax money out through corporate welfare to themselves. So that is coming up as well. And I've been watching speeches by Dennis Kucinich, by other Democrats, by Republicans. They have gone from a month ago saying there's no way to beat the government takeover of health care to, come on, it's the lesser of two evils, it's not perfect, to this thing is a giant scam. It gives liability protection and allows trust to be formed, monopolies to be formed, greater monopolies. We already have cartels over health care. It rips off people that already have insurance. The truth is now out there about this unconstitutional monstrosity, and now they're saying it's dead. Scrap the whole thing. Democrats are saying that, and they're revolting, saying we never wanted to go along with this. We don't want to be politically destroyed. Our constituents are angry with us. And some Republicans are saying, oh, we can have a compromise, because they want to give the money, the bailout, along with some of the corrupt Democrats, to the insurance companies. That's all this is. That's all it will ever be. I have another mainstream article out of the British news, and I have another one out of the Canadian news. Digging around for them here. Oh, here's one of them. Where in the last 3 weeks, as you know, the swine flu hoax is in full retreat. I mean, this is good news. But here's one headline out of the Mail. Drug firms drove swine flu pandemic warning to recoup billions of pounds spent on research. Drug companies manipulated the World Health Organization into downgrading its definition of a pandemic so they could cash in on a swine flu outbreak, it is claimed. And who's saying that? The EU Health Commission, 40-plus member board. An inquiry heard yesterday that the World Health Organization allegedly softened its criteria for declaring the H1N1 flu pandemic last spring, just weeks before announcing there was a worldwide outbreak. And we're very close to having either the commission chairman or one of the members of the commission on tomorrow. In fact, that's nailed down, right? On the swine flu, we've got one of the EU commission members on tomorrow. I know you guys told me 2 days ago we did. Awesome. This is, yeah. in producing live on air here. We are very close to getting probably the chairman on. So it's next week now, because I guess they're still having the hearings today and tomorrow, and it always goes late. Okay, well, whatever. Good job, guys. So the hounds are on their heels there as well. So good job to everybody. Now, obviously, I want to get into the Democratic anger goes public in prime time. That's the Guardian headline, where the Democrats are now publicly criticizing Obama and saying, we're not going along with this. We're not committing political suicide and doing something that is completely unpopular and unconstitutional. But Obama urges nervous Democrats to fight for his agenda. Well, what is your agenda? Offshore and Wall Street interest, wanting another scam, another ripoff? But now I want to play a clip of Representative Mica encouraging Geithner to resign and grilling him. Here is this historic clip.
You've distanced yourself from any cover-up before November 24th. And then, of course, you were out of the picture from November 24th forward. Is that correct?
Congressman, I'm not trying to distance myself from anything. I will take complete responsibility for decisions I played a role in shaping, was part of shaping, including all decisions up to the 24th in this case. And I'm happy to take responsibility for all decisions I've made.
And you were
since
aware
then, too.
of 100 cents on a dollar bail?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And, see, right here is the oxymoron. He's always been public saying he ordered the New York Fed with U.S. taxpayer bailout money to give 100 cents on the dollar. They got the money in October. They served it out in October and November. And he was at the private New York Fed then, heading it. And he's always said 100 cents on the dollar, and then he ordered it. And he's always said it's secret who got the money. Then we have the emails carrying out his policy, ordering AIG to commit massive federal crimes. The SEC didn't give him a waiver to do this, and to keep it out of the federal filing so the public and the media couldn't find out that Geithner was giving himself and his former boss Paulson and a bunch of other crooks money. So he then lies and says, I wasn't involved in that email. That's when he got caught, and then he stonewalled it. This guy's in a lot of trouble. Let's continue.
The risk that was posed by that offer. So you knew about that, but you weren't attempting to cover up. That's your testimony.
Of course not.
Today. Okay. So I believe either you made a bad decision there.
I'm sorry. I'm watching the video right now. Radio listeners can't see it, but I'm sure a lot of you watched it live. I mean, Geithner looks like an evil elf, and he's not a good liar. I mean, he is the worst liar I've ever seen. This guy is guilty as sin. I mean, we know with the facts, but just watching him, it's worse than Bill Clinton saying, I didn't have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky, shaking his finger. Here we go.
Testimony.
Of course not.
Today. Okay. So I believe either you made a bad decision there, or, in fact, there was the attempt to cover up one of the biggest bailouts, backdoor bailouts, in history.
It wasn't a bailout, it was a robbery.
Now, you've tried to frame it as you did it because you did it in the interest of the people and the failure of the system. I'm telling you, I believe these are lame excuses. Either you were in charge and did the wrong thing, or you participated in the wrong thing. This, to me, it appears like, when you were being confirmed.
Stay there, folks.
A lot of
We're going to come back and finish up with this. These people are not invincible. We can bring them down.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 Sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
Originally, we the people have entrusted government to be the guardians of currency, to ensure purity, content, weights, and measures of gold and silver coins citizens would use for commerce. This reinstalled confidence after the demise of the fiat continental system, wisdom being lost with time. The government we once entrusted to protect from counterfeit has colluded with private business, creating the largest fiat counterfeiting scheme our country ever experienced. This is not only a transfer of power to an institution that is not accountable to our elected government, but has also caused the dollar to lose more than 90 cents of its original value. Now foreign governments are trying to divest themselves from this once world reserve currency. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I'm offering a book that explains how the system works. Call me today at 800-686-2237. I will give you a silver dollar free just for purchasing